Do you ever find some content on the internet and read it through and then think, what was that all about? Clarity is what's missing from a lot of content. Fancy words and complex sentences make your writing indigestible. Watch on to learn how to make it meaningful and engaging instead. My name is Katerina. Every week I share a video on copywriting and content marketing. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss it. Do you know why it's so important for content to be simple and clear? It's because clarity helps people see the value in your content. If people can't understand what it is you're trying to say, then your writing is not useful, right? On the other hand, when people have a crystal clear understanding of your message, then it is very likely to resonate with them. Many of us don't really know how clarity is produced. I talk about what makes writing clear and simple in my book From Reads to Leads. It's about 11 principles of writing content people will read and respond to. One of these principles is called clarity, helps you convey meaning. In this video, we'll talk about what makes copy simple to walk through and easy to understand, but you should definitely get the book for more insights. Check out the link in the description to this video. Good copy doesn't waste people's brain power with dressed up and pretentious words that convey obscure meaning. It gets the message across. Opposite to simple and clear looks something like that. Leveraging technology, often commoditized, to orchestrate connected users toward new and efficient value-creating interactions holds the key to the business models of the future. Did you get what the author is talking about? Leveraging, commoditized, orchestrate, value-creating interactions, business models, all of these phrases are cliches and jargon. They do nothing to help a user understand the idea. Let's clean it up and put it in order. Online marketplaces where people connect with each other in order to create value are the business models of the future. Now it makes more sense, doesn't it? Let's summarize what simple and clear copy does. 1. Clear copy uses words everyone knows. Figurative language, rare idioms, and jargon are hard to process. If that complex term you want to use isn't an important term in your field, don't throw it in just to sound smart. Explain it. You can do that by using metaphors or analogies, or by specifying what this term means in everyday English. For example, startups leverage the social graph, your friends on Facebook, to flood users with invitations to join their networks. If you have a glossary page on your website, you can link your complex term to a definition on that page. 2. Clear copy consists of short words and sentences. However tempting it might feel to use the word utilize, never use a long word where a short one will do. Use is shorter, simpler, more common, and more digestible. If you need a synonym, apply or employ will do better than utilize. Simple words are easier to consume, just like simple sentences. Long sentences are a disaster. Most often, sentences become long when a writer tries to jam multiple thoughts into it. There is no better way to confuse a reader. For example, let's take a look at how to protect your computer from malware, to learn how backups of files must be implemented to protect against ransomware attacks and what features are needed. There are a whole bunch of thoughts in this sentence. Backups protect your computer from malware. You'll learn how backups must be implemented. Backups protect from ransomware attacks. You need certain backup features that will be revealed in this article. No wonder this sentence is hard to follow. How about we make it simpler and more focused? Let's look at how you can implement backups of your files to protect your computer against malware. I cut all the fat and left the only thing that the writer wants to do here. Tell to the readers that the article that follows is going to explain them how to implement backups. Never put everything into one sentence. Get rid of excessive messages or break down your ideas into small parts. Information packed into bite-sized chunks is always easier to read and simpler to understand. 3. Clear copy avoids ambiguity. Ambiguity is the absence of clarity. When your words and phrases have two or more meanings, it makes readers stop and say, "Wait, what?" Most often, ambiguity results from a poor word choice. For example, traditionally, the logistics industry is segmented into three parts: shippers, brokers, and carriers. The system, which involves middlemen, has a flaw at its very core and needs a more effective solution. This could also reduce freight costs. Wait, what? What does this in the last sentence refer to? Most likely, the writer is using this to refer back to the whole sentence, but the relationship between this and the system, which involves a middleman, has a flaw at its very core and needs more effective solutions, is unclear, and so the meaning is ambiguous. When you want to use a pronoun it, this, that, or which, keep in mind that it can replace a singular noun antecedent in a clause or a sentence, but it cannot replace the whole sentence. A pronoun with a vague reference leaves the reader confused as to who or whom the pronoun refers. There are at least three ways to rewrite that sentence to make it clear. 1. Replace this with if clause. Traditionally, the logistics industry is segmented into three parts: shippers, brokers, and carriers. The system, which involves middlemen, has a flaw at its very core and needs a more effective solution. If we could eliminate the middlemen in logistics, we could reduce freight costs. Add solution after this. Traditionally, the logistics industry is segmented into three parts: shippers, brokers, and carriers. The system, which involves middlemen, has a flaw at its very core and needs more effective solution. With this solution, we could reduce freight costs. Add one before that. Traditionally, the logistics industry is segmented into three parts: shippers, brokers, and carriers. The system, which involves middlemen, has a flaw at its very core and needs a more effective solution, one that can reduce freight costs. Sometimes writers use ambiguous words and phrases because they want to dress up their copy. And this creates unclarity. For example, in a sentence, "Let's find out how to be on the same wavelength with your users" is not precise. What does the author mean exactly by the word wavelength? Do they mean understand your users, feel connected to them, feel close to them? The word wavelength is ambiguous. "Let's find out how to understand your users" is a much better way to express what you mean. In copywriting, there is no point in trying to sound smart. What you want is to be smart. Fancy pants words increase the distance between you and your readers, and this distance prevents you from inspiring the actions you are looking for. Anytime you want to use a word that makes you feel smarter than your reader, think again. As Elmore Leonard said, if it sounds like writing, rewrite it. Deliver content without getting in the way. Good writing happens when you remain invisible. I'll see you next time with a new video. Thank you for watching. Я Катерина. Пока-пока.